Hello, it's Angela Wright from Make Crypto Easy, Noble ICO and Daily Crypto Fix. And I'm really excited today to be talking to Austin Lewinsmith from Free Market Token. Welcome, Austin.
Hi, Angela. How are you doing? Appreciate you having me on the call.
I'm really good, thank you. I'm so pleased that you're here. I get so many questions about Free Market Token and how can e-commerce be so much better on the blockchain? You know, what's that all about? So I've got a ton of questions people have asked me to ask you.
Sure.
But thank you so much for coming on to talk about Free Market Token and also ecryptostore. So what's so good about what you're involved in and what you're bringing to the world then?
Well, I guess one of the things that are most important, whether it's blockchain projects or crypto projects, is being able to solve real world problems. And that's one of the things that for us was important. We wanted to be able to solve some issues that we were finding ourselves inside of the crypto space. So, you know, we'd actually had, you know, we'd made a little bit of money, you know, trading, and then found it really hard to find where to spend that money. So that was one of the big things. Once we found that, yes, you can spend the money, there was actually not having the security when you spent it. So there are a couple of the problems that we look to be able to solve and that we have been solving with Free Market Token.
Okay, because it's not just vaporware, is it, Austin? You've actually got an operating project, right? Absolutely.
We actually started well over a year ago. And initially, we started by building a buy-sell platform for crypto. We're been using a third-party gateway, and that was great. But it was kind of like you know, selling on Facebook. You didn't really know who. There was no security for the buyer. There was, you know, there was no escrow systems or anything like that. So we realized that pretty much the problems that almost every buy-sell platform that dealt with crypto is having, and that's no sort of security for the buyer. If there was an escrow traditionally for the you know, and funds were being escrowed for the merchant, they were having to deal with the market volatility. And for the buyer, you know, how do you execute a smart contract? There was so many things that had to be taken into account to really make that effective. So after building the platform, we decided we needed to create a utility token that could solve those issues.
Okay, and I think you've gone further from that as well, haven't you? Because you've actually realized that this is a really good way for people to get involved in cryptocurrency, or even if they want to buy and sell in fiat, you're still solving a significant number of problems. Is that right?
Absolutely. One of the issues I see around crypto is not everyone has the money to invest. But, you know, everyone sees on the news, every time you open the paper, every time you open your computer, there's news on crypto, there's news on the blockchain. And, you know, the amount of people that we hear say, I'm going to get involved, but they just don't know how. So one of our goals was really to create a simple way where anyone could get involved with crypto. And I think we're really creating that by having a simple system where anyone can be sitting at home, turn around, look at it and go, hey, I want to sell my spare TV. They can list it and they can actually get paid in crypto, and they've already started their portfolio.
Yeah, fantastic. And like you say, so many people do want to get involved, but it can seem too daunting. So what you're saying is somebody can just list something on your platform, have some security between the buyer and the seller, not get gouged for fees. I want you to talk to me about that. But even accept the money. They can accept the money, whether it's in Australian dollars, US dollars, Great British pounds, or a whole variety of cryptocurrencies. Is that right?
That's right. We're currently able to accept, I think it's 40 currencies. We do still have PayPal integrated, but you know, it's actually quite interesting for us. Even today on the news, that PayPal has increased their fees by another 2.5%. Or 2-point-something% for international transactions, and which really just proves that how effective cryptocurrencies are. People need the ability to make international transactions and just not get gouged on fees. Part of Free Market Token is what we're calling a hybrid escrow system.
Okay, can you explain that? Explain the hybrid escrow system.
Absolutely. Really what it does is It was really born along with free market token. And what we looked at was a way to be able to empower the merchants by not having them have to deal with the market volatility. You see, if you're a merchant and you sell an item today and, it's going to take a week before it arrives to the seller. If you're escrowing those funds for a week, that's a long time in cryptocurrency. I mean, a lot can happen up and down with fluctuations. So if the funds are only getting released once the item arrives, then the merchant's really risking it every time they send an item. So with our hybrid system, what it does is it actually releases the funds. The merchant can have staked FMT tokens held against the funds. So the funds get released to them instantly, and then the buyer's paying instantly also. By these funds being escrowed, it also means that it's hedging the risk of the buyer. So the buyer is actually able to trust that they're actually going to get their goods.
Okay, because there's an escrow arrangement in place, so the buyer's actually protected, is what you're saying.
That's exactly right. We were really looking to take the risk out of it. We were looking to make it secure. We were looking to make it trusted. We were looking to make it so anyone could buy or sell goods in crypto.
Okay. Now, obviously, the technology is critical with
Yes.
A blockchain application. You're running an ICO any day now. I think I want to ask you about that.
Yeah.
How people can get involved in that, because obviously there's such a huge need for what you're doing, it seems. But can you give us a little bit of background to both who's dealing with the tech for you? Have you teamed up with anybody? And what's your background as well?
I've got a pretty varied background. I've been in marketing for about 13 years. I've had all sorts of businesses. I've been, really just always had a bit of an entrepreneurial streak, I guess. And, our business partners, one of them, Nathan, I've been in business with for coming up on 13 years, which is really a long time to have a business relationship. You really build up a lot of trust. You learn to know a person, and you learn how they are, because not everything's always good. You go through ups and downs in business, and Nathan's just one of those guys who's you just know is there 100% all the time. So that's been a great business partnership, and it's continuing to be. Nathan brings a huge amount of value to the team, both with his contacts and his work ethic, really. We've also got Raf Bagola. He's someone who came into our lives about probably 5 years ago, and he brings the tech. He's got a boutique software company. We've got about 70 developers that are based between here and Philippines, and that team between us, we've sort of put together all of our contacts, and those contacts range from some of the advisors we've got over in the US. That run some of advice for the top Fortune 500 companies, to Oracle database engineers, to the developers and coders, and all of the So we've really been able to put together the team. One thing I've really always been aware of is that there's things I'm good at and there's things I'm not. So in the areas that I fall down, Nathan's able to pick it up, or Raf's able to pick it up. So we've really got a good synergy of people put together to be able to, bring the product to life and bring our ideas to life.
Got it. That is the secret.
It really is.
Yeah.
I think having the right team.
Yeah. It's getting those people around you, isn't it?
100%. Yeah. It's having the right team. Having the right team makes all the difference.
So what are the main things that someone should know in order to be successful if they wanted to use free market token, for example? What are the key things? Why choose free market token and your ICO?
Well, I guess there's a bunch of reasons. For starters, it's very simple. It's simple to get involved with. People can just literally go to freemarkettoken.io. They can read the white paper, go through the information. It's simple to use. It's simple to get to get set up. We're actually using the NEM blockchain because of the speed, and some of the technology that they've got is absolutely incredible, and that really works in well with the way we want to operate. We've been working very closely with the NEM team, specifically out of Singapore. Funny enough, Singapore Hong Kong, and Australia. Also been working with people over in the KL NEM office as well. So I've lost you there.
Let's try that again. Let's try that again.
Sorry, I might have completely just messed up whatever that question was, but
no, that's fine. Sorry about that. I just wanted to talk a little bit in a while about NEM, because as you say, it's a phenomenally successful platform that you're building on. And I know that you're saying you've got a number of developers and coders, about 70, I think, at the moment, including a number of blockchain techs, which are getting rarer than hen's teeth as they went after them. So you're doing jolly well to find and keep your dev team. And it's very significant, I think, that two of you partners have been involved together for 13 years, working together. Another one for 5 years. You've got a very substantial team. So when people see perhaps an ICO they haven't heard of, they're concerned about the security risk. And it's very interesting that a friend of mine, Miko Matsumura, is part of a small team that's just bringing Hub ICO to life with the with Eric Lai, the co-founder of LinkedIn, has just formed Hub. And he's just announced about Hub ICO, which is all about authenticating the trust within an ICO. So I think that's more and more important. So you say you can just go to freemarkettoken.io. So how long does it take to actually, say somebody wanted to use this platform that you've got, ecryptostore, how long does it take for somebody to put something up to sell or to buy something, for example?
Well, it takes about the same time as it would take you to set up and validate an eBay account. Okay. It's fairly simple. You literally, you go through, you fill in some basic details. Because we want our sellers to be verified to create that trust. So, they go through the KYC or know your customer process. Then that actually gets validated by the team. And then they can just start uploading photos and they're ready to sell.
Okay.
They wait for their wallet to be set up and it's ready to rock. People can be uploading items straight away.
Okay, so if you're looking at your competition, if you like, eBay, Gumtree, Alibaba or AliExpress, Amazon, what are the compelling advantages of using your platform rather than somebody else's?
Well, I think there's a few really big differences. One of the first ones is fees. I mean, these are I guess these giants of companies have they have huge fees these days, and as they've got bigger, their fees have got bigger also. So we really want to just have extremely low fees. We want to have people being able to actually set up an online store or become a power seller without feeling like they're working for eBay or for Amazon or for whoever these companies are. They're actually working for themselves and they're being able to take the profits and put them in their own pocket. One of the other major differences, I guess, is for starters, they just don't take cryptocurrency. So that for us is a huge difference. Even if they did take cryptocurrency, I don't see them all of a sudden dropping their fees by 75%. So I think that's one of our major advantages. As well as that, they're not escrowing. So even if they did all of a sudden start accepting crypto, they don't have an escrow system like we do.
Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So will this work for anybody? Do you think, if you're buying or selling anything? What are some of the things that people are selling?
Well, so far, I mean, we've got all sorts of things listed on there so far. There's already property listed on there on ecryptostore. There's already businesses listed on ecryptostore. There's golf products. There's some foodstuffs. There's truffled salt. There's cars listed on there already. Really, just there's TVs, air conditioning systems. There's all sorts of stuff, and that's only going to get better. Especially once we roll out version 2, which we're already in development of, and we're really excited about the tech that's behind that, because that's going to integrate a lot of the FMT, free market token functionality.
Okay, great. And how closely are you working with NEM? Because I know back in last year, and I think it's even bigger now, but last October, I think NEM was the 7th largest cryptocurrency in the world. It had a market cap of nearly $2 billion. So how closely are you working with them? How supportive are they being of you to power your platform?
We've been very supported by them. You know, we've actually ended up with teams really all over the world. We flew over to Singapore, and you know, it's one thing being backwards and forwards online, but they came out, they met us, we caught up. We spent a huge amount of time with them. The Singapore NEM team is absolutely awesome. We had a lot of fun. Outside of them bringing a huge amount of value to us, I think they're also really excited about our project. We've met people from NEM in Australia. They've also been just absolutely amazing. And I think that, we've had people in NEM in KL that, have sat down. They've spent, last week or week before, we had them online with like 7 or 8 of our developers just guiding through exactly how the mosaics were going to work and integrate into our system. So NEM's great. I mean, we did a lot of research before we decided to go with NEM.
Okay.
And, we're excited about NEM.
Okay. Well, it's a very, very innovative product that you've got. And in terms of free market token powering ecryptostore, what's the scale? So 2 things really people want to know. What's the next development that's happening that people can actually notice, and what's the scale of the market that you're going after?
The scale of the market is massive because these industries are not industries that are shrinking. We are at the beginning of the beginning of the beginning of this industry of blockchain, of crypto, of really the world starting to stand up and take notice. And for me, it's exciting to be right at the beginning and to be able to look at it and go, okay, 10, 20 years from now, we're going to be able to look back and go, we were there at the beginning. Some of the products, some of the enhancements we've got coming, and the things we're going to be looking into in the future, and things that will of course be blockchain related, are things like people being able to order a Rolex or something online and have that validation, have that certification, knowing that they've actually got a real Rolex. So things like that are able to be tracked on blockchain, tracking of origin, things like that. We really do have a first mover advantage. There really isn't. We haven't seen a lot of platforms out there that are as advanced as we are and have a launch pad like we already have, or have the tech team.
Yeah, I think those are the keys, aren't they? You've got an amazing tech team, both your own and working.
Absolutely.
And also the fact that you're actually live and running right now.
Yeah.
Can you provide any examples of what your customers are saying about using you?
Well, we've one of the things that we're finding, a lot of our customers have never bought or sold anything with crypto before. So for me, this is great because it really gives us real world application. People are going, okay, I've never, I don't own any crypto, or I want to set up, and they go through the process. And I'm talking, everyone, even my mum, she went through the process. She didn't know anything about crypto. She went through the process. She set up her own online store. She, got herself set up and listed some products, and she came back and said, look, that was just easy.
Mm-hmm.
I've got, every age group's able to go through and do it, and it's just simple. We're just looking to really take the complexity out of it, make it simple, make it easy, make it so that it's not a hassle. And that's a lot of the things that we're looking to incorporate in the future, and the free market token's looking to solve.
And that's the key, isn't it? That's why companies like Google or Uber or Airbnb or Amazon or whoever it is actually succeed, because they make life simpler. Then what sometimes happens is they get expensive, or they get unwieldy because they become such a behemoth, and a new company comes forward and picks up the slack and actually does things that the customers are asking for. And I guess that's where you are. You're providing what people are asking for now.
We found a lot of the other, there is a couple of other, buy-sell platforms, but a lot of them are wanting to force you to use their token. So really with, so you've got to get into their token to actually purchase. One of the major distinctions, I guess, is someone can have Bitcoin and make the purchase, and it's simply the transaction fees that are getting transacted out of FMT. So it really does simplify it. They're not having to transact into another currency to transact, which tax-wise can be a nightmare.
Yeah. And tax-wise, I suppose you can easily prove that somebody's buying something for personal use, so that solves.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if someone purchases they have Bitcoin or Ethereum, and they make a purchase on the other end, they're going to get receipt. There's a receipt there to show that they actually made that purchase. So absolutely.
Okay. So right now, is there any advantage to anybody getting involved right now? What's the situation? Where are you in terms of your ICO timing? If anybody's watching it,
we're literally days off going live. There's first mover advantage. I mean, there's always first mover advantage. It's kind of like, how many people wish that they could be involved with things right at the beginning? I mean, how many people look at it and go, I wish I could have got ahead of that company. I heard about it, I saw it, I knew it was there, and I just did nothing about it. Well, we're going to be one of those situations. We already are one of those situations. And the only difference is now we're actually having an ICO, and we're giving everyone the opportunity to work with us and to be able to take advantage of the ecosystem and really the community that we're looking to build.
And I know you had a successful private sale. So that did very well for you, I understand. And in terms of your pre-ICO that's coming up shortly, you were saying, what sort of bonuses are available there? Or what sort of, what's the minimum that somebody can invest, or is there a maximum?
There isn't a minimum. There really isn't a minimum. In the first round, the maximum is $30,000. $30,000 US. And the reason for that really is we've actually had people come in and try and offer us to buy out entire rounds, and we've just said no. And the reason for that's really simple. It would take away the opportunity from everyone if you've just got one or two whales that are controlling all the market. The way this ecosystem works is by a lot of people that are real world users that are all getting involved. So, that's why we actually set those caps so that, really it was an anti-whale policy.
Got it. So where can people find more information about this?
Okay, I just suggest going to www.freemarkettoken.io. Download the white paper. We've got it in English, we've got it in Chinese, and it will be coming out shortly in Japanese as well.
Good stuff. And if somebody wants to chat with you, have you got a live Telegram group or anything like that? How can people contact you direct?
We absolutely do. I've got it written down here somewhere. The Telegram group details.
I guess they look for Free Market Token.
Yeah, look for Free Market Token. There's actually, I can give you the exact. Okay, we're going to have to edit this bit.
Well done. Well, while you're just looking that up, I will say it's been really interesting to talk with you, Austin, from Free Market Token, which is powering ecryptostore. There's so many new developments coming along, but this one seems like it could be very significant indeed when you look at the scale of the market with e-commerce, which is only growing day by day, and yet something that makes it so much simpler, so much faster, so much safer, and removes those hefty fees. And I know a bit about this to my cost, because we sell a little bit on Amazon and a few other platforms, and the fees as a seller are absolutely horrendous. So when they can be reduced for the seller, then the buyer can have a better deal passed on to them. So good for you for bringing this to market.
No worries. Thank you so much, Angela. We really appreciate having you, working with us and having us on the, on the call and everything you do, not just for us, but for the community in general. It's great to have, just quality people that care about the growth and organic growth of the community. Our Telegram is t.me/FMT official.
Well, we wouldn't have guessed that one. So Telegram group is FMT official. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. Austin Lewinsmith from Free Market Token and ecryptostore. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure. And we'll see you next time. Perhaps we'll do it again sometime. You can give us an update a little bit further on. But
there's going to be a huge amount of updates, and I look forward to it. Thanks so much, Angela. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much. Bye for now.
See you later. Bye.
Well, thanks so much for joining us to hear what Austin has to say about Free Market Token and ecryptostore. This is Angela Wright from Make Crypto Easy, Noble ICO and Daily Crypto Fix, bringing you the most trustworthy entities and people in crypto. So jolly nice to see you, and see you again next time. Bye for now.